Okay, so OPEC Plus, what did they actually decide to do? Okay, they actually decide to stick with the plan of increasing oil production on a monthly basis by 400,000 barrels per day. Okay, so this was actually a decision, sort of like a plan that was actually sort of like created, back in July, and they actually say that they're just going to hike on a monthly basis, 400,000 barrels per day, all right? So eventually when it hits like next 2022 September, the overall, the total number of cuts, that took place back in last March due to the pandemic will be completely recovered, So, right, so for October, we can actually expect a 400,000 barrels per day cut from the OPEC Plus. So the reason, that they give, because I think I mentioned back in, I think 2 days ago during the prep video that the Kuwait's oil minister, actually mentioned that they may consider holding back their plan of oil hike. This is because of the continuous uncertainty caused by COVID in general. Now we have like all sorts of different variants, all over the world and things like that, the Mu variant, the Delta variant, and things like that, right? So with all this uncertainty, they may actually be considering. That was like 2 days ago, But it seems like they actually decide to stick with the whole production hike plan. The reason they give is because, although there's uncertainty caused by the pandemic, all right, market fundamentals have strengthened. I think this is something that we can actually see, even from the different central banks, that some of them has been carrying out, tapering, more tapering. For example, the Bank of Canada, and even the more, I would say, conservative one, the Federal Reserve, is actually considering a tapering in the quantitative easing. So amid this whole Delta variant issue going on, ongoing spike in cases, resumption of lockdowns, right? So we can see that the COVID in general, no longer impacts the economy as much as how it did last year, right? You can say that the economy is getting more and more resilient. Global economy is getting more and more resilient in general. So, which is why the OPEC Plus, they felt that it's okay for them to actually increase the oil production, on a monthly basis. Now, that brings me to the forecast that they actually gave out yesterday. All right. So, for 2021, the OPEC Plus is still forecasting a deficit, an oil deficit. A deficit meaning the demand, actually exceeds the supply. So the amount of oil that the OPEC Plus is actually pumping, providing the world, is still like falling short. Is expected to fall short of the demand by 0.9 million. However, in 2022, the OPEC Plus actually forecast a surplus of 2.5 million. So that actually shows how optimistic the OPEC Plus is in the longer term, because like right now, yes, we are facing all these COVID issues and things like that, but in the longer run, I would say, the OPEC Plus is expecting the demand of oil to increase. All right, so that's the forecast from the OPEC Plus. Now, OPEC Plus experts, keep in mind that all these are experts. They are not the OPEC Plus, but their feedbacks, their comments, their forecasts are actually very useful when it comes to getting a good grasp of how the oil market is performing. So the OPEC Plus experts, revised 2022 demand outlook for oil, upwards, from the previous 3.28 million barrels per day to 4.2 million barrels per day. So we can see it's sort of like in sync among the between the OPEC Plus and OPEC Plus experts, when it comes to oil outlook, the outlook for the oil market. So yeah, with that, because of this whole continuous this plan to proceed with the oil production hike in October, there was actually an initial reaction in in oil prices. Okay, specifically crude oil actually dropped to I think around 67 barrels per barrel, $67 per barrel. Okay, before making a sort of like a recovery for like a 50% recovery from what they actually from the declination that was that took place yesterday. Okay, so I wouldn't say this is much of an impact on oil price. Okay, unless they were to hold back on their plan for October. Okay, so that's it for oil. The OPEC Plus will be meeting next month I think it's on 4th of October. Okay, so that is when they will once again meet and gather and decide if this 400,000 barrels per day production hike should be carried on for the month of November. All right, so with that I will update you guys again. Otherwise, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today.